All right, guys, I've dumped my bucket. I got it kind of empty. We're gonna keep shelling down this beach. Thanks for clicking back on another video with us. And this is Salty Reflections with Stephanie and Oliver Chavis. I'm gonna show you the little pile I just dropped off. And I marked it with a stick standing up so I don't forget it on my way back through. But we are going to keep shelling. A big broken shark eye. Dead starfish. It's dried out and broken. If they say just that quick, look at that little spider jumping out here. I don't see spiders at the beach much. Little whelk shell. That's a cutie. Look at that little teeny tiny piece of driftwood. Really pretty pair, still together. So this is a little pear whelk, but it's badly faded. Can't even see the coloration on it anymore. And it's broken, but that's what that shape is. And who knows what this gorgeous shape is? I've said it a lot to give you a hint. Beautiful knobbed whelk. Lots of little knobs on it. That one's kind of chipped, but all the rest are in good shape. My bucket's kind of full. I'm gonna have to empty it. Catch up with Oliver's card or something. Ooh, look at this. And I know a lot of you guys don't like this kind of stuff, but to me, this is amazing. So this is one of those same knobbed whelks like I've been finding. But look at the boring wormholes. Or the boring sponge, it could be either one. It's different things that are just like etched into that shell. That's awesome. And it's heavy. So this is probably super old. In my opinion, it's probably fossilized. Just because of the weight of it. But that's a really cool piece. And I know some of y'all, if anything's broken at all, that's not okay with you, but it's okay with me. I'm not putting them in a museum or doing anything special with them other than just admiring them, looking at them. Look at that piece of driftwood. It's kind of orange. And that one, look, that one's burnt. Looks like it was a part of a post of some sort. Look at this. So this is a pear whelk. Oh, broken. Wah, wah, wah. I was hoping it was going to be whole inside of that big piece of pluff mud. Look at the insides of that clam. So it's just a traditional clam like we have millions of here in South Carolina. I guess this one's for all the Clemson fans out there. We are in South Carolina, so we do have the Clemson Tigers football team. I'm not really a football fan, but for those of you who are, look at how pretty that little Clemson shell is. Man, that's a gorgeous little whelk. And this looks like it's probably a piece of a ton shell. We don't get ton shells here. Not very often anyway. I found a few broken pieces. And look at this seaweed. This is like the seaweed you see in the animated cartoons with all the little bubbles coming out of it dancing with the music. See the little holes on the top? It looks like a musical instrument. It's really light. You can see that one piece is just barely hanging on there. And that's cool. And lots of different types of bivalves out here. But here's a couple pretty univalves. This is just broken. That one's pretty. It does have its drill hole. No, we've discussed it before. Most of them do have the drill holes. That's just where the univalve that ate them drilled into them and sucked out their body. Look at there, a little jingle. Look at that wormhole on the wormhole drill mark on the outside. You can see that's probably how that shell died as well. So there's a little shark eye with both the drill hole and the wormhole drill marks, as well as look at that pretty piece of coral there. It's on a piece of a cockle. That's really pretty. Trash. So here we got a piece of sea whip again. Shake some of the dirt off of it. That one's really bright yellow. Really pretty shark eye there. And some coral. Look at this beauty. Wow. Look how orange that is.
That's a beauty. Look at all the matrix built up on it, Steph.
Yeah. That's really cool.
Another little small one right here. Nothing like what you have there, but it's pretty. Tall points, none of them's broke. Pretty lip.
Yeah.
And what you think this is, Steph?
Very large animal.
Horse, maybe.
Horse, maybe?
That's what I'm thinking. You want it?
Yeah, of course. You know, my camera died, so I had to meet up with Oliver. But while I got him in view right here, I want to point out his shirt he's got on, the Salty Reflection.
Yeah, and
turn
it's got
around.
the blue crab on it for our area. And right in the center, guys, it's the Turn Bridge, downtown Beaufort, with the Salty Reflections logo. And on the back,
it's got a big soot crab that we caught in one of our crabbing videos and Salty Reflections. So these t-shirts and others.
This is a Salty Reflection shirt also, and this is right here on this beach. It's a tree, and you know, it just reminds me to always remember, you know, your roots, where you come from. Check out the back of this though. Look at this sunset and this sand dollar on the back of Stephanie's shirt. I think this is one of the most beautiful sunset pictures, and notice that the sun is set dead in the middle of the sand dollar, and that makes it so beautiful. You can look them up in the description of the videos, guys. And you know, if you're interested in the original pictures that we have taken ourselves and put on these shirts and designed them, so it's a part of us, it's a part of the channel now.
Yep, so they are on Teespring, like you said. The link is in the description below. And I've tried to go back and put it in older videos too for the description if anybody watches them. But I've had some people ask about merch, so we created some. But while we were looking at it, I could see some really pretty pieces. This big piece of whelk here is broken, but look at that coral that's growing on it. And Oliver picked up a piece that I could see too.
Just
big black knob whelk.
Yeah, dark gray. Kind of rough around the edges, but that's okay because it's a really old shell. and we just think it's beautiful. It's another one to add to our collection under our house.
Really big broken piece. That would have been a big one. And also, while y'all were looking at my shirt, I could see this other one right up here in front of us too. Look how pretty orange that is. That is brilliant. Really pretty. And I have left some stacks along the way, so I'm probably going to save the battery so we can show the stacks along the way.
So in the videos that I've been making, I found this on the beach, and you may have seen them too today, Steph, but I'm really not too sure what they are. Some of them was really pretty, and I was just saying, you know, I can imagine this just, you know, being in a saltwater aquarium or something like that, and just seeing little fish swim around it. You got any idea what this is?
It reminds me of the ones that you see like putting out bubbles and playing music in the cartoons.
So I'm gonna just keep this one just because it's something different. I love the way it looks. And you got a lot of stuff here.
I do.
Sea sponge basket.
And more balloon trash. These are two other balloons. Look at that.
This is a beauty.
Yeah, I had not.
This is a beautiful shell. There's a couple finds of the day so far, and I say this right here is definitely one of the great finds of the day.
Yeah, that's a pretty one.
Just because of the size of it, the width of it, the length. I mean, it does have some build up right here, which would probably come off with a little picking, but just look at the colors in it, and look how many of the little knobs is on that shell. That's awesome find.
I'm just gonna put the whole basket in there. And of course, we're gonna give you a rundown once we get back to the house of all the finds together. We're just gonna go back down the beach and pick them all up right now.
That's right.
I can see him still looking, guys. Y'all see that? It's been a gorgeous day out here, but it is time to head home. Almost past it. Pretty little shark eye. Oh, the eye part's gone out of it. I think it's a ways on up before we get to the next pile. Oh, I walked right by it.
Look at this little shell on the inside.
Mm-hmm. Pretty well. A little broken piece here I see too. I like to see them when they're broken like that already. People do that on jewelry a lot. Sometimes they find them that way, sometimes they cut them to make them that way for the jewelry, but it's really pretty to see the inside workings of the whelk shell. Oliver's found something pretty to take a picture of. Let's check out what he's got. Oh, pretty whelk. Ooh, and I see some whorls sticking up right there. I hope it's whole. Oh, it looks like it. Look at that. Get where you guys can see it in the sun. Beautiful. Love that black color. I got so excited when I seen it, I forgot I was doing the wagon now. Oh, there's Oliver. He's gonna have to pull this heavy thing.
I got it, baby.
Yep. Oh, look at this pretty pear whelk. So it does have some barnacles on it. And for those of you who would want, it would clean off nicely. Those barnacles would come right off and there's a little matrix build up.
Toes in the sand on a winter day.
Yeah.
How lucky are we?
Thankful for it today too. We haven't been able to get out here in a while because of the wind and the weather. And we are bypassing tons of shells, guys. He probably showed you on the way out, but look at all that shell pile right there between us and the beach.
Absolutely beautiful.
Check out this sponge. This is a little different. We find it, but it's usually already brown, so I don't know if this will continue to turn brown or if it'll stay that red color. We're gonna keep it and see. Some things just intrigue me more than others. There's a pretty base basket sea sponge up there.
It is. Look at there, Steph.
Oh,
you almost walked right past it.
Put the feet on this side, blended in, didn't
So
even see
much
it.
to see. Look at there.
So it is dead. Its little legs are already dried up. Most of them have already even come off the front as well. So it is actually a sea urchin. This is the 5-hole keyhole sand dollar. I have one up here in one of the piles that I found that's actually bleached out already, so you'll be able to see the difference.
So you have more piles up this beach?
I think I have.
Look at this.
Oh, there's one like I was talking about. Already bleached out.
Just when we were talking about it, another sand dollar.
And look, it's actually been chipped here along the edge. You can see where it would have been more round, but it's healed itself and it's not actually broken. It healed itself.
Beautiful.
It is gorgeous. I try to put them in here so they don't get broke because they are very fragile. So much stuff to look at. If you're looking here, then whatever's here, you're walking right beside without ever even seeing. So.
Exactly. Look at this. So if you found these beauties over and over and over again, would you still keep them?
I say yes. I say yes. I say yes. All right, guys. They're gonna take a ride on the golf cart. We're gonna go through some shells. Certainly, I'm glad you guys came along with us today for this trip. So it's been over the last few videos that you would have seen. But I just want to show you some of the finds that we found all total for today's trip. We did stay out about 4 hours or so. These are all knobbed whelks that you see. And all I've done is kind of rinse the top off. You see there's still a lot of sand in some of them. This one's got lots of wormholes all around it. Really pretty interior. So all these are knobbed whelks. Some really pretty ones. Trying to give you guys a view of exactly how many there are. Lots of them. And I love these little skeleton ones. I know some people don't keep them. Like I said, we do. Those are beautiful where you can see the inside of it. Got a couple here with some barnacles and oysters there. Some oysters growing on that one. And look at the big thick matrix on the top of that. It doesn't even have it anywhere else. Pretty cool. And like this one, the whole outer layer is gone off of that one. And that one, look there, that outer layer is broken off and how orange it was underneath. And it's not even that bright orange on the lip where we would have been able to see. But look at that beautiful orange that's on the inside of it. I know you guys didn't get to see some of these. My camera SD card was having error problems, so some of these you did not get to see, but they are gorgeous. So I'm trying to give you a good look at them now. Look at this little cute one. It's kind of an orange tint all over. Blues and blacks and burgundies. Tons of little wormholes bored into it. And this one, it's all pitted like that. And like that one that's pitted. There's several others as well. Those come from a boring sponge attaching to that and boring holes in it, killing the animal that's in it. And a couple little tiny knobbed whelks. That one's broken, but it's still so cute. I had to keep it. And this one as well. It is chipped on the back, but so I guess they're both beautifully broken. Alright. And then a couple pear whelks. These are the lightning whelks that we found. Like I said, they're really common in Florida, but we don't have them as much here. So when we do get them here in South Carolina, they've already been battered and beaten by the ocean for a long time. This is probably the one that looks most like what most people see as a lightning whelk. And these are channeled whelks. And that one's broken. That bottom or the top ring is off of it, top whorl. And then this one is very broken, but I kept it because of the sheer size of it. Look at how big that one would have been. I'm gonna put this one next to it. Kind of a hard angle to see there. Can't hold it with only one hand. But let me try this. There you go. Get down at the angle so you can see the difference. This one's way bigger. All right. Another really cool find we found today was some of these sponges. They're really cool. This one actually had a little dead dried crab stuck on it, so we thought that was pretty neat. He's a cute little crab. He's covered in barnacles, so it's kind of hard for me to tell what kind of crab he actually was. He's just kind of red. I'm not sure if he's red from being baked in the sun or if that's his natural color, but that is really cute. And then this thing Oliver found, the jawbone out of something. And you know, we love collecting teeth. Not quite the kind of teeth we had in mind, but that's still really neat. We think it's probably from a horse or something like that. If you guys know though, let us know. We have some deer ones and they're much smaller, but they're shaped almost just like that. So I think a horse is probably the next best bet. All right, and then this broken tulip Oliver found. It's a true tulip, but it is beautifully broken for sure. And then look at these. Got some beautiful shark eyes. Look at the colors on some of them. How dark. And this one, guys. Let me pick this one up. You seeing this? This is a huge shark eye. We don't find them like this very often. That's pretty rare. We do have a couple that are big like that, but that is awesome. And look at those colors. It's just dark all the way to that little center, right at the point. And it had a big drill hole, so another univalve that was a pretty good size got on it. All right, some other finds. Of course, trash. We got some balloon trash here. I had stacked this up so the wind wouldn't blow it overnight. Let me move it back out. I didn't want the trash to be all around my neighborhood after I picked it up off the beach. All right, so we got several pieces of balloons here. Y'all saw this balloon was still a little bit inflated. Got some fishing tackle, cork and line, golf ball, and always, guys, we find lots of shoes. That one was bright red, so it definitely caught my attention. Some sea urchins right here, the sand dollars. And these were all deceased, guys. Make sure you don't take any live animals off the beach. These are all deceased already. You can see these white ones have already actually dried out. There's only 2 here that weren't completely already bleached out with the sun. And you can see on the back of this one, I don't know how well you can see it in the camera, there's only a couple little spots that actually even has any of the little philia on it anymore. And starfish, and I don't hardly ever try to keep starfish, but when I came up on this one, it was already firm and dried out. So I have had a few like this before. They do just kind of disintegrate over time and fall apart, but that one was already dried out, so I went ahead and kept him to admire his beauty. And then razor clam, the jackknife razor clam. That's a long one. It is pretty. Oliver kept it. I'm amazed it made it back in that wagon. If I would have put it in there, guys, it would have broke sure enough. All right, and we got some angel wings, and I actually just kind of paired them up so you can see we actually kind of got almost an even amount of one side versus the other, the right and the left. And you can see why they call them angel wings when they're paired, even though these were not the exact pairs. None of these were found together. And matter of fact, oddly enough, the right side one seems to be a little bigger on all 4 of them that we found. But anywho, this is just how they would pair together to make the bivalve. They're really beautiful. A couple small ones of those as well. Found some vase basket sea sponges. And I just have some of this laid around in our yard as decoration and in our flower beds. Y'all might even see some of it back here in the background from previous finds. But we just love this stuff, and it's just going to sit up on the beach and deteriorate worse and worse. There was tons of it up there. You guys probably could see it. This one's got that reddish color. I really like that, but I don't know if it's going to just keep drying out until it's brown like that. We'll see. Both of this one has the reddish color still in it too, so we'll see. I do have a couple pieces of some seaweed that stayed a little bit red. Really pretty piece of driftwood. I'll probably put a little shell on it and put it somewhere. And then that Coke bottle, yes, we haven't cleaned it out yet. It's almost got like an opalescence sheen to it. Let me put it down. Let me see if I don't see any markings on the back. A little bit. I don't know if that's coming in focus for you guys. Some of y'all are much more versed in antique bottles, so y'all can let me know if I found a cool treasure. It's pretty cool to me. Oliver found it, actually, not me. I didn't mean to say me, you know. We are one, so I get to claim his finds too. All right, a couple little small pieces of driftwood I just liked for crafts or something. Some olive shells, really pretty ones. Some of them's really got that sheen still. They had not been deceased very long, probably, a few of these. And I like that. I just lost my thought for a second. The disc coquina, I believe. Having a brain moment. But anyway, I love the white and black stripes in it. It is really pretty. A couple little small ones. This one's a little spiny jewel box. I don't know if you can see its little spines. They're tiny. See if I can get the camera to focus. And then some little stripes on that clam. I really like those. A couple little augers. I didn't stay in the smalls very long. Got some jingles, really pretty jingle. I didn't find this one on camera as well, but this one's beautiful. I love those really big jingles like that. Really big giant Atlantic cockle. You see, that's I like those once they're really super big like that. That's a little larger than we normally see. And a few little cute slipper shells. Oliver just liked the color. And some coral. This is growing on an oyster. Look at that big ball of coral growing on that. It's probably just a eastern Atlantic oyster as well, or an eastern oyster. Lots of coral. And look at this. This was a piece of a crown of a big whelk, but it's got some beautiful coral growing on it, or deceased on it. It's not growing any longer. And a few finds even down here, guys. A really big pretty piece of driftwood and some sea whip. We'll just use that as decorations around the yard. And some sea foam and sea sponges, the dead man fingers, another vase basket. And I'm not sure exactly what type this is. I don't know exactly what this one is either. So if you guys let us know. These little tube ones. And Oliver picked up this little piece of driftwood too. Right as we were leaving, it has a hole in it. So it kind of reminded me of a hagstone, but it is a piece of wood. Just gonna kind of give you guys a little glance back over some of our finds today. We definitely could have kept loading them up this much, guys. We just don't need but so many. I have a hard time turning them down though, as you can see. They are gorgeous. My name is Stephanie and I am a shell hoarder. Sorry, not sorry. Beautiful. Look how that oyster's growing. I almost forgot to mention my vertebrae. I was saving this until last, so that way you guys who are into fossils could maybe identify it. So if y'all know what that is, let me know. Alright guys, so again, we thank you for coming along on the shelling journey that we've been on for the last few videos, collecting these beauties. If you haven't yet, make sure you like the video, hit that subscribe button, share us with your family and friends who enjoy shelling as well. And we appreciate each and every one of you guys. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook. And till the next time, you have a great day. We're glad to have some weather where it's popsicle time, right?